I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, you know, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence, something that 1 in 3 women have to deal with globally. We're just really proud of how the film turned out and the impact that it's had, and it's on Netflix now.
Blake Lively, once celebrated for her elegance and charm, now finds herself at the center of a rapidly escalating controversy. What began as subtle tension surrounding her latest film, It Ends With Us, has spiraled into a full-fledged scandal fueled by leaked messages, insider testimonies, and media scrutiny. At the heart of this dispute is her alleged conflict with director and co-star Justin Baldoni, whom she accused of manipulative and disrespectful behavior. However, the evidence emerging tells a very different story, one that paints Blake in a far less favorable light. The controversy began when Blake's promotional interviews for the film struck fans as unusually dismissive and condescending. Instead of engaging in lighthearted banter, she often redirected questions to focus on herself or her brand, raising suspicions about her attitude. As these clips circulated online, some viewers revisited her past interviews, noticing a pattern of similar behavior. Rather than addressing the criticism, Blake shifted blame onto Justin Baldoni, alleging that he and his team had orchestrated a smear campaign against her. Her claims intensified when she accused Justin of invading her privacy by entering her trailer unannounced while she was pumping milk. However, leaked text messages revealed that Blake had actually invited him, joking about the situation in a way that contradicted her later claims. Additional accusations surfaced, including allegations that a producer had shown her explicit footage, which was later revealed to be a birth video meant as a reference for a scene. Beyond these disputes, reports indicate that Blake sought greater creative control over the film, demanding access to edits and even leveraging her relationships with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift to bolster her influence. As more evidence contradicts her narrative, public sentiment is shifting against her, with many comparing her case to Amber Heard's infamous legal battle. The issue of manipulated media narratives has become increasingly prominent in today's digital age, where information spreads rapidly and public perception can be shaped by selective or altered content. A recent example involves actor and filmmaker Justin Baldoni, who was portrayed negatively in a New York Times article. Baldoni's legal team later highlighted discrepancies in the reporting, including the use of edited text messages that allegedly distorted the truth. This incident underscores the ethical challenges and potential consequences of media manipulation, particularly in an era where trust in journalism is already fragile. Media narratives, when manipulated, can have far-reaching implications for individuals and society. In Baldoni's case, the alleged editing of text messages raises questions about journalistic integrity and the responsibility of media outlets to present accurate, unaltered information. Text messages, emails, and other forms of digital communication are often used as evidence in reporting, but when these are selectively edited or taken out of context, they can create a misleading narrative.
You know, here's this name of this writer that cut through. That was interesting to me because, like, you know, in older generations, you know, everybody was listening to the same radio shows, you know, watching the same 30 channels. So now when the whole world is open to you, for a name to cut through like that to a younger generation really made me perk up.
This not only harms the individual's reputation, but also erodes public trust in the media as a reliable source of information. The ethical dilemma here lies in the balance between storytelling and truth-telling. Media outlets often face pressure to create compelling narratives that attract readers, but this should never come at the expense of accuracy. In Baldoni's case, the alleged manipulation of text messages suggests a prioritization of sensationalism over factual reporting. This practice, if proven true, undermines the core principles of journalism, which include fairness, transparency, and accountability. Moreover, the rise of digital tools has made it easier than ever to alter or fabricate content, making it imperative for media organizations to adopt rigorous verification processes. Readers, too, must remain vigilant and critically evaluate the information they consume. The Baldoni case serves as a reminder of the importance of holding media outlets accountable for their reporting and advocating for greater transparency in how stories are constructed. Reports have surfaced suggesting that Blake Lively sought to exert significant control over It Ends With Us, not just as its lead actress but also behind the scenes. Allegations indicate that she attempted to influence key creative decisions, including the film's editing, script rewrites, and marketing direction. While actors occasionally provide input on their projects, insiders claim that that Blake's level of involvement went beyond typical collaboration and entered the realm of full creative control, often clashing with the film's director, Justin Baldoni. One of the biggest revelations was that Blake allegedly demanded access to the final cut of the film, a privilege usually reserved for directors or producers. She reportedly insisted on overseeing edits, making adjustments to how certain scenes were portrayed, and even requesting changes to the overall narrative. This led to speculation that she was unhappy with the way her character or performance was being presented and wanted to reshape the film to better align with her vision. Beyond creative influence, leaked messages suggest that Blake strategically leveraged her close relationships with high-profile celebrities, particularly her husband Ryan Reynolds and best friend Taylor Swift. She allegedly referenced them in conversations with the production team, implying that their star power could be used to sway decisions in her favor. Insiders claim she framed them as powerful allies, suggesting that their public support, or lack thereof, could impact the film's reception. Some sources even allege that she hinted at boycotting promotional events if her demands weren't met, further pressuring the production team to accommodate her wishes. As more details emerge, this power struggle is becoming a central aspect of the controversy. If these reports are accurate, it suggests that Blake was not just defending her artistic integrity, but actively attempting to control the film's direction in ways that overstepped her role as an actress.
And we were looking for like inspirational content that could have real impact, and she sent it to me, and I'd never read a romance novel, and it was the first time reading a book where the female protagonist, where I like got to be her and experience that, and I sobbed at the end of it, and I just called her and I said, I have to find a way to make this into a movie. And here we are.
One of the most serious accusations Blake Lively made in her ongoing controversy was against a producer on It Ends With Us, claiming that he showed her graphic, borderline inappropriate footage during the film's production. The claim, which was framed as an act of workplace misconduct, initially sparked outrage and sympathy for Blake as it painted the producer as unprofessional and invasive. However, as more details surfaced, the truth behind this claim turned out to be far less sinister than she suggested. According to leaked reports and testimonies from insiders, the footage in question was not explicit or inappropriate, but rather a birth video shown as a reference for a crucial scene in the movie. Given that It Ends With Us deals with heavy themes, including domestic abuse and motherhood, the production team wanted to ensure that a particular childbirth scene was portrayed with as much realism and accuracy as possible. The producer reportedly shared the clip in good faith, hoping to provide an authentic depiction of the physical and emotional aspects of giving birth. Despite this context, Blake allegedly twisted the narrative, portraying the producer's actions as inappropriate and discomforting. Her version of events suggested that she was subjected to an unprofessional and disturbing experience, but when the full details emerged, it became clear that the producer had no ill intentions. In fact, many sources close to the situation pointed out that the video was neither explicit nor unsolicited. It was part of the standard creative process for ensuring authenticity in filmmaking. This revelation further damaged Blake's credibility, as it demonstrated a pattern of misrepresenting situations to fit a specific narrative. It also raised concerns about whether she was deliberately attempting to manipulate public perception to position herself as a victim. As more inconsistencies in her claims come to light, the backlash against her continues to grow. Blake Lively, once a beloved Hollywood star known for her grace and style, is now facing a major controversy that threatens her reputation. The situation began unraveling when her upcoming film, It Ends With Us, stirred up unexpected backlash. Initially, the criticism focused on the movie itself, but soon attention shifted toward Blake's behavior during promotional interviews. Instead of engaging in typical discussions about the film, she often redirected conversations toward herself, appearing dismissive and uninterested in addressing her co-stars or the director, Justin Baldoni. This raised eyebrows among fans, prompting them to revisit older interviews where they noticed a pattern of similar conduct.
Show it how valuable it is. So she does that with Atlas. She does that with, I imagine to an extent she did it with her father. I mean, she does it with her mother, she does it with herself, she does it with Ryle. She does it with her flower shop. So she sees the beauty in something that, others may cast aside or think is tarnished.
As scrutiny mounted, Blake pushed back, alleging that Justin Baldoni and his team were behind a smear campaign to damage her image. She claimed he had been manipulative on set and even went as far as accusing him of entering her trailer uninvited while she was pumping milk. However, leaked text messages contradicted her allegations, allegations, showing that she had actually invited him and even joked about it. This revelation cast doubt on her other claims, including accusations that a producer had shown her inappropriate footage. It turned out that the footage in question was a birth video meant as a reference for a scene, further weakening her credibility. Additionally, reports surfaced, suggesting that Blake was attempting to exert control over the film's creative direction. She allegedly demanded access to edits, pushed for certain rewrites, and even hinted at using her influence through Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift to shift power dynamics. As more receipts emerge, the court of public opinion is turning against her, with some drawing comparisons to Amber Heard's legal battle, raising questions about whether Blake's actions were a calculated power move or a serious miscalculation. As the dust settled around Sunny Hostin's shocking revelation, one truth became glaringly obvious. This wasn't just about her ancestors, it was about the broader implications of self-righteousness in public discourse. Critics like Greg Gutfeld, alongside countless voices on social media, pointed out how moments like this expose the dangers of moral grandstanding. Sunny, who has spent years holding others to impossible standards, now found herself caught in the very trap she'd set for so many. But here's where it all could have taken a different turn. Instead of brushing off the revelation as a mere fact of life, Sunny had the perfect opportunity to pivot. Imagine if she had said, "I've just learned something surprising about my family's history, and it's making me rethink how I approach these conversations." That kind of humility, that willingness to engage with the complexity of history and identity, could have transformed this moment from a scandal into a powerful, teachable moment. Instead, what we got was silence. No deep reflection, no accountability, just a quick shrug and a pivot back to business as usual. And this is where the critique of figures like Sunny becomes more than personal. It's a reflection of a broader issue, a culture that demands accountability from everyone except those doing the demanding. Greg Gutfeld wrapped it up perfectly. When you spend your life looking for racism everywhere, eventually it finds you. And for Sunny, it was sitting right there in her family tree. It's a biting conclusion, but one that drives home the message. History is messy, and none of us are free from its shadows. The question isn't whether we can escape it, it's whether we'll have the courage to face it. For Sunny Hostin, the world is still waiting for an answer.